Hello, Salsgard here with the final episode of Bastion. So I finished up all the proving grounds and upgraded all the weapons to the max and finished up all of the memorial board thing. And now I'm finishing up that last mission. In this one, like I was saying, I'm going to abandon Zulf because I really don't care about him in this playthrough. He won't be happy if we did save him anyways, considering that I'm planning on evacuating.
Kid saves off once, but I don't think he'd make the same mistake. I wouldn't.
Bye-bye.
Don't you worry, though. Once the Bastion's restored, it'll all be alright.
But it won't, because I'm not restoring it.
After talking it over like this, guess I'm beginning to have my doubts.
I'm gonna annihilate all of the Ura. So I guess in my last playthrough, since they saw I was prioritizing Zulf over me, they didn't attack me as much. But this time they're all going to attack me since I'm going to wipe them out. And that's all of them dead.
Kid's probably dealt with Zulf by now. He reminds me of myself when I was his age. I ever tell you about those days?
So I guess maybe for this entire time, he's been telling the story to Zia instead of me, which was what I was assuming he was doing.
Hey, kid. Get up, kid. Come on, that ain't funny. I say get up. That's more like it. Now, set that shard into the monument there. Then we'll talk. The Bastion. It's finally finished.
Nice and fixed up, and just as ugly as it used to be.
Now, there's something I want you to see. Welcome to the heart of the Bastion. I ain't one for long goodbyes, so here's the deal. Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors. We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions.
I guess I have to talk to them.
You can undo the calamity here and now. Go on, kid. And before I forget, thank you.
You made it.
I hope I don't have to listen to all these again.
You can either prevent the calamity, or stick around with me and Rex. I'd hate to be in your shoes.
Evacuate. New Game Plus and the evacuation ending both done.
Oh, mother. And here I figured you'd had enough of me by now. You could have undone the calamity itself. But instead you want to stay. In a world like this. I gotta admit, kid, I ain't yet put much thought in that idea of carrying on with you here. We can't go back no more, but I suppose we could go wherever we please. And if anyone's left out there, I sure would like to see the look on their faces when we dock this thing right on that doorstep. Getting ahead of myself, though. I'm gonna need a first mate. What do you say?
Hell yeah. And that's that, the second ending. I'm not sure, again, if exiting to the main menu will give me the desired effect, so I'll just pause the recording until this is finished. Okay, that finished up, and like I was hoping, it brought me right back here to before I went to the final mission.
Behold, the Pantheon.
So I'm gonna do the 3 dreams that I did last time, and there's a 4th one that opened up.
Hensa.
And all of them are going to have every single one of these.
Rothus.
The 2 new Pantheons are enemies never yielding health potions, and sometimes turn to air, so they're immune to being hit.
For people's affections.
Let's see how poorly this goes.
Kid takes another drag, goes out like a light.
I feel like I'm gonna die horribly. But this needs to be done.
About the kid, but let me take it from the top. The past catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Fair to say he's led a hard life. Supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie.
It's not too bad so far.
But he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up. But he learned to hold his own out there. School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money.
Well, I think the main difficulty is going to come from no health potions.
Ceylon is safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it. Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too. The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either.
No, 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 no. That was a bad choice.
What was I saying? Anyway, so what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years. In the history of Caelondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls.
Yeah, this is not going well. And I've still got 10 left.
Out there, a kid learned to fend for himself. Learn to build. Learn to break.
That was not good. Oh. Oh, I should have gotten the...
Past don't matter for nothing now.
I know what I need. Well, I think I know what I need. So instead of black tonic, I should get max health and gain health from striking foes and retaliating when injured.
Stab
I'll try
service
that
like
out.
drinking a cool breeze. Just don't go spitting needles everywhere. Third time's a charm, right? Wrong.
Well, I hope that's not wrong.
Ever tell you how the kid got himself wrapped up in this mess to begin with? The past catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Fair to say he's led a hard life. Supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He
Well,
never
this is
knew
going a
his
bit
old man,
better.
but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there. School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Caelondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it.
I wish they wouldn't run off like that.
Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too. The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either. So what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years.
No, don't fall down.
In the
Oh, that's
history
one
of
potion down.
Zealandia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls. Out there, a kid learned to fend for himself, learn to build, learn to break.
Oh, so the boxes count too for contact damage. That sucks.
In time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody. One night, on one of his expeditions, the ground beneath him shuddered, cracked, and split apart. He saw nothing where the world used to be. The calamity happened just like that.
Oh.
All the kid had to work with was his hammer and the clothes on his back.
Those ones are
Twisted
really weird.
streets, he ran with nothing but the city crest and an old stranger's voice to guide him. Well, it finally arrived at Zealandia's vaunted safe haven. He and no one else.
Oh, shit.
What was I saying? But then, all they got was more thankless work. A man who ain't even asked his name. Sure, I may be the one who dreamt up the walls and the Bastion, but the kid made them real, not me.
Come on. Yes!
I'd like to say I'll never forget him, or what he's doing, what he's done. I surely would.
Uno down, tres to go.
He's just about ready to make his way to the Tassel terminals and get this over with. It's hard to sleep easy.
I feel like some of these are going to be really difficult.
With everything that's happened.
Because I think that was the easiest one.
Zolf, very soon the kid's gonna have to face that man again. For the last time. They met on the worst day of Zolf's life. There in the Hanging Gardens, he aimed to throw it all away.
This health, life-stealing one is definitely useful.
It wasn't the first time Zolf had nothing to lose. He was born to a simple Ura couple who didn't last long before plague took him. He grew up hungry in the tunnels of the Tassel terminals, so he took to stealing from a Ceylonian missionary living there. He once got sloppy with his thieving hands. The missionary caught him, but didn't rat him out. Instead, he offered to take him in. That missionary raised Zolf like a gentleman.
I don't know how
Like he
good
was
that
his own
retaliation
son.
one is.
Taught him theology, history, and mercy.
And I think if I do fail, I'll want to change the Calamity Cannon out for the mortar. The mortar is way better for taking out these little burrowing guys.
missionary passed away, Zulf promised to continue his work to bring about a lasting peace between the Ura and Caelondia. Zulf started teaching the missionaries wisdom to any Ura who would listen, and listen they did.
Oh, shites. Well, I guess that wasn't too bad.
He advocated tolerance and argued that the Ura should atone for the war. He believed the city had much to teach his people. However, Zulf felt he could only do so much in the Tassel terminals. He needed Caelondia to know the Ura had changed.
Yeah, that's a bad combo. Because those spear and sword guys require me to play more defensively, and those guys make me need to be mobile.
He left the city of his youth to brave a savage land.
Shit. Whew. Oh, you're here. I was wondering why I wasn't going to the next round. Okay, can you stop?
The journey was hard, but he knew how to fend for himself. And then at last, Zulf saw the rippling walls on the horizon. He endeared himself to city folk straight away, and in turn he fell in love with the city and its people. One in particular.
come on, don't reflect.
This young lady was fascinated by the Ura, but she never met anyone like Zolf. She told him she knew all the city's best-kept secrets. The Hanging Gardens was their favorite spot. It was there that Zolf clasped her hands and proposed in proper Ceylandian style.
And of course, you're going to be an issue because you can do your stupid invincibility stuff and reflecting. No, I was hoping you... Oh. Please. Please. Oh, that was awful.
Long into the night. Joy and revelry like you'd never seen.
Stupid lunkhead
Too bad he
boss.
couldn't remember it all.
Oh, that's actually a pretty neat little technique. I can use their regeneration against them, and then leech off their health. And then lose it all.
He woke up alone underground inside the Ura Ceylandian War Memorial, built like an Ura den. But something was wrong.
Oh, that's what it is. When I saw a little thing scurrying about, I was worried it was those explosive things. Speak of the devil. Come on. And now take it out safely from range.
He emerged from that hole in the ground into a waking nightmare. Everything that wasn't gone was twisted upside down.
No.
what few faces he saw on the street stared back at him with gray, vacant eyes. Found his wife-to-be asleep inside her home, but when he reached out to her, she joined with all the ashes in the sky. So Zolf returned to where he proposed in the
There we go.
Gardens, and there he stood, as if the gods would answer him.
One more down, dose to go.
The kid's gonna be okay. As for that man, who knows?
I'm gonna try out the new one before I finish up with
Never would have pegged
Zia's.
the kid as the bookish type.
I have no idea what this is gonna be about or how hard it's gonna be, but I guess I'll try it out.
You don't get to be my age without learning a thing or two about what's what. But the most valuable lessons come early in life. I ain't much for worldly things, though all these years I've held on to a stash of old books from when I was young.
Well, that's definitely something. 30 waves. I assume it's going to be a wide variety.
I still like to read from time to time. It covers the important things, in a manner of speaking. Here we go. A is for Kobe, the goddess of oath and abandon. Make a promise, and the chastened maid will.
Okay, take care of the turrets first, and then I can deal with these things.
breaker. He's faster than a fork of lightning, and his aim is always true. If news needs spreading, tell it to a breaker. C is for core, a perfect bit of stone found deep underground. It makes the city shine day and night. Is there anything it can't do? D is for dread rum, a potent spirit brewed from a foul-smelling plant that grows in the wilds. One taste will sharpen your senses.
Oh, that's who he's shooting at?
E is for evacuation. In an emergency, stay calm, leave your belongings, and make your way to the nearest safe haven. F is for foundation. A solid plot of land for building anything you can imagine. Even grand ideas start small.
Oh, that was wild.
G is for Garmuth, the god of purpose and folly. The crippled Duke reminds us that good intentions are nothing on their own. H is for Hensa, goddess of pain and pleasure. You can't have one without the other. The veiled widow makes sure of it. I is for In Case of Trouble, a song grown famous across the land, dedicated to the pioneering spirit of Celandia.
come on.
J is for Javel, the god of health and atrophy. We each have the Tower Keeper's strength in us, until that strength runs out.
I better keep that thing between me and him. Thank God.
K is for kid, a guy or gal just like you. Don't be in such a hurry to grow up, since there's nothing a kid can't do. L is for Lemaine, the god of hope and despair. The Mason King knows that success and failure are all in the mind.
That
Still with
was
me.
a lot.
M is for Messiah, our goddess of loss and longing. We all are born from the Lorn Mother, and in the end, we all return to her.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
N is for Nord,
That wasn't too bad.
who's always there to bring a smile at the Hanging Gardens, thanks to his feathered friends. O is for Alec, our young god of chance and whim. The carefree son lives forever in the moment. The rest of us can only try.
That's a really bad combo. Shites. Oh, two of them. Well, that's most of my stuff used up.
P is for Pith, the god of commotion and order. When the wakeful bull is calm, let's all do our part to keep him that way.
Yeah, that timing really fucked up.
Q is for Queen Anne, the notorious ankle gator from the wilds. She can even dig her way into rotten children's dreams.
Oh, shit.
R is for Rothus, the god of thirst and plenty. The gorging host reminds us to always know when we've had enough. S is for scumbag, a big lumpy old fellow who sidles about. He loves eating trash. Just be sure to keep a healthy distance from him. T is for Trigger, the army's sharpest shooter. Take pride in Caelandia's mounted soldiers. They risk it all to keep us safe. U is for Ura, our pale neighbors to the east, whose homes are underground. Each day we learn to live in harmony. V is for Vigil, an act in remembrance. The sacrifices of our forefathers gave us a new beginning here in Caelandia. W is for Weepin' Nelly, the Langston River's fastest little ferry barge. We couldn't have crossed that river without her help. X is for nothing. Stranger's letter in the mix. Yet even the stranger's letter has its use, as you couldn't have a mailbox without one.
Oh. Damn it. These spires are really coming in clutch again.
Y is for you, Drake. The guy of impulse and bravery. Each time the morning stallion stamps his hoof, somebody out there makes up his mind. Well, that's enough of that.
No! I guess I'll just do this other one and then do the books in my own time, because that would take way too long to record.
He wolfs down too much too fast, and it all goes to his
Or I
head.
guess I could make another video.
I've said a lot about the kid, but he ain't the only one wrapped up in all this. What's he thinking? Let me see if I got this straight. I only heard it once. Once there was a normal Ura girl, but she wasn't born in the Tazzle terminals like the rest of her people. She was from Ceylondia. Her folks were orphaned in the war, taken in and raised inside the city, on condition they would never return to the terminals.
Oh, these birds.
Ura refugees who came into the city had to stay for life. It was a way to reduce the risk of city secrets leaking out. The mama passed away from birthing complications, leaving the girl trapped inside that city with no one but her father.
I guess I could have done that other dream if I would have had the thing that makes me have one more chance to carry on. And maybe if I got rid of the one that gives damage in exchange for removing a chance to carry on.
Father was sharper than a brusher's pike, so he got a job working for the city's mancers. His daughter barely saw him. Her father told her nothing of her Ura heritage. He told her nothing of the mancers. It's for your own good, he said. took to studying the arts, learned more through music than history books, gained a knack for strings and songs. At first, she tried to be like other girls, but her classmates spread word that her father was an Ura trader, selling out the city. One young man stood up for her, or so he led her to believe. He knew much of her heritage, and she grew fond of him. The young man convinced her to take him to her family den to meet her father. Spoke of how he wanted to meet a man from the terminals. When the young man greeted her father in the Ura's native language, her father flew into a fit of rage and threw them out. The young man never told her that the Ura's native language is not to be used by foreigners. To do so is a terrible insult. Lost my train of thought there. It was then that she decided to escape. The two of them could flee the city together and go to the Tassel terminals.
Oh no.
They would hide inside a garbage bin until it got ingested by a scumbag, then let him slosh on out of the city for disposal. Her plan almost succeeded, but the authorities were already there when that scumbag sidled up to the city walls. The young man had sent the authorities a tip. Told him her father was using her to sell secrets to the Tassel terminals. She and her father were arrested for treason, but her father got a deal. Returned to work for the Mansers, and she'd go free. Before they parted ways for the last time, her father whispered a desperate plea. Hurry home to the den and lock yourself in.
just die from a distance.
She did as she was told, and deep down underground inside that den, she found a journal written in her father's hand. The next
There we
day,
go.
the door to the den turned to ash. The girl came up for air, and she saw the calamity all around her. When the kid wakes up, his world's still in pieces, just the way he left it.
I'll try that, maybe.
Oh, those books ain't as bad as they look.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do the plus to carrying on. I guess I'll remove some... Oh, but I need the damage. So what am I gonna swap out? I guess there's nothing I can really
Shade's
swap
so
out.
sour it'll perk you right up when you're feeling low. Required reading, I guess.
Because I need that 25% damage from that one that removes one of my chances to return. And then just to check... Yeah, I need to do this, and then a time attack achievement.
Ain't good manners to talk about oneself. Not that we need manners anymore.
Well... And this is already going a lot worse.
I ain't much for worldly things, though all these years I've held on to a stash of old books from when I was young. There's one old book in particular I still like to read from time to time. It covers the important things, in a manner of speaking.
That
Here
was
we
close.
go. A is for Kobe, the goddess of oath and abandon. Make a promise, and the chastened knave will hold you to it.
Yeah, that damage over time isn't really doing much.
B is for Breaker. He's faster than a fork of lightning, and his aim is always true. If news needs spreading, tell it to a Breaker.
I guess I could have gotten the health from counter-attacking or blocking.
C is for core. A perfect bit of stone found deep underground. It makes the city shine day and night. Is there anything it can't do? D is for dread rum, a potent spirit brewed from a foul-smelling plant that grows in the wilds. One taste will sharpen your senses. Still with me? E is for evacuation. In an emergency, stay calm, leave your belongings, and make your way to the nearest safe haven. F is for foundation. A solid plot of land for building anything you can imagine. Even grand ideas start small.
Oh, don't you hit me like that.
G is for Garmuth, the god of purpose and folly. The crippled Duke reminds us that good intentions are nothing on their own. H is for Hensa, goddess of pain and pleasure. You can't have one without the other.
I feel like I'm gonna lose this because I don't have the tracking missiles. Or because I'm stupid, one of the two.
I is for In Case of Trouble, a song grown famous across the land, dedicated to the pioneering spirit of Celandia. J is for Javel, the god of health and atrophy. We each have the Tower Keeper's strength in us, until that strength runs out. K is for kid, a guy or gal just like you. Don't be in such a hurry to grow up, since there's nothing a kid can't do. L is for Lemaine.
I'm definitely
the
gonna
god
die
of hope
here.
and despair. The Mason King knows that success and failure are all in the mind. M is for Messiah, our goddess of loss and longing. We all are born from the Lorn Mother, and in the end, we all return to her.
Shit.
And as for Nordy, the bird boy, who's always there to bring a smile at the Hanging Gardens, thanks to his feathered friends.
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish this on my own because it's not exactly entertaining and you've seen most of it already. Uh, I'll record, or I'll upload a screenshot of the achievement after I get it or something. Sorry, but I just don't have the patience for this. If you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to hear about any upcoming ones. See you in the next series. I finally did it. It took me so long to get it. Oh, thank God. I was so stressed out. I thought I was done for. Sorry for the random end bit. I'm just really excited. Oh. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.